we know the power of social media and what it can do. And I think we have seen and demonstrated as a nation and as a generation that there's a lot that can be done within our social media space. It needs to be secure, it needs to be safe to everybody. And it's so unfortunate that we want to immunize everything and pull emotions from my sister here. Even men do get trolled online properly. We have seen at some point, if you can remember, we have seen men sometimes, they share your very private photos. It's not about women here, it's about our security as safe space for all of us. So we can't be humanizing everything. That's not, no, it's very wrong. That is one. Number two is not only youths who are misusing the social media. First, as he puts it, the right honorable, let me use the right honorable Raila Amolo Odinga Jr., when he was being trolled on Sunday night, I think, if I'm not wrong, it was not only the young people. We saw old women doing that with their children behind them.
Yes.
It was so unfortunate. It's not about young people, it's not about ladies and men. It's about a nation to get it right. We need our social media pages to be secured. We need it to be a safe space. I think last time when we were here, there's one thing I said, that we know how Donald Trump used social media to campaign for the America. Today in Africa, all the campaigns are being done. 90% of campaigns, let me say 70% to 80% are being done on social media. In the country 2022, we know how it was a very critical tool for our election, our manifesto launch, our campaigns. As moving to 2027, we need this space secure and safe. That is one. Number two, laws are made to guide. They're not made to rule. We need these things to guide us. And as you put it, where my freedom starts is where maybe another person's freedom ends. If my expression hurts another person, it will come with cartels. It will be curtailed. If my expression, as we put it, the freedom of expression, that's one of the eminent pillars that the Right Honorable, the CGH, Raila Amolo Odinga, fought for, is that freedom of expression. And I strongly believe that we're not going to hurt, we're not going to derail it, we're not going to scrap it off, but it must be guided. And lastly, as we put it, there's nothing wrong as having this bill in place. I think maybe some of us have never been victims of the same. Some of us here have lost accounts. Some of us here have been trolled online. Some of us here have been bullied. And it's not on where I'm coming from, it's not on my age, it's not on maybe I'm a man or I'm a young man. No, we need our social media space secured. It is the next big thing, and it's the big thing.
Yes. Do you feel like some of the criticism probably on the process or how the president assented to these laws, and of course this has been the much talked about on the Cyber Crimes and Computer Misuse Act, that it's a bit misguided, because it's coming, the ascension to law comes at the tail end of a very long process in both houses of parliament where public participation should also take place. And if at all it has been assented to, it means that parliament feels confident that they've carried and done all the processes as should be required. Why is there criticism towards the president signing something into law?
Our current president is showing the same pattern of inconsiderate, impatient, and inhumane. These are the same patterns that he had when he was signing the finance bill. When Kenyans were saying, this is not an outright bill.
He actually rejected that bill. He never signed it into law.
After we went to the street, Fred, it took us a whole price to pay. The Kenyans are just saying, Fred, simply, Mr. President, please listen to us first. There's no hurry in signing these bills, because these bills, today, most people when they're in power, they forget that they will come out of power, Fred. And a number of bills that people sign in power come and hound them later. We saw when the Senator for Sierra said that revolution eats its own people. Because when you come and sign bills that you think it will now constrain a certain narrative of a certain political class, thinking that your time will not come to an end, it will come and bite you as well. But beside all that, this is a cry for Kenyans, Fred, that why we need to take a lot of time to assent these bills. Each and every views of Kenyans should be listened, because we understand the importance of this act, because since it was there in place, right, and since there were just few clauses that they were amending so that it fits particular social media platforms that are being misused, that are being taken out of context, it was not entirely necessary to rush the process, Fred. I believe that the president has enough time. If he took a whole 7 days to mourn his old friend, I'm telling you, Fred, he could just be patient.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, Jerry.
Yes, I'm disagreeing with you, my brother, because as Fred is putting it, why do we wait at the point when the president is now signing the bill? This is a whole process. That is one. Number two, I remember Mama Ida telling us that he married an engineer, and the engineer was engineering Kenya. This is a work in progress. We have this bill which was in the house. We have this bill, I'm pretty sure that was maybe online. So I think what we need to do, we need to have a proper online sensation. Sure. Let people read these things before ifike kwa table ya president. That's what is important.
Do you think that probably even the younger Kenyans are not really bothered about legislative processes, and they just go with the hype?
Jared is forgetting the laws of power.
Just emotions.
Mm-hmm. This bill, where did it come from? It came from the executive. Mm-hmm. And we have a parliament that is being pushed or is being backhanded by the executive. So we know, and how come at that point of time, Jared, we are so elite enough to follow the Finance Bill 2024? It is a matter of distraction that the president made sure that Kenyans are not focusing on the right element of the bill. Kenyans are still mourning. Kenyans were mourning their loss of their father. So he took advantage. You are in shock, yes. So Fred, I want you to imagine that you've received sad news of your dad was passed. Do you have time to go and start looking that, look, we have this bill that is passing?
But the legislation process is a very long one.
You see, it's just as simple, right, Fred?
But my argument is, by the time it becomes a bill and goes to the National Assembly, it will take months from the first reading to the committee stage, to the debate, to the public participation. Why are Kenyans now coming to interact with the amendments or the proposed amendments at the tail end?
Let me counter your argument, Fred. We took time as young people to follow the finance bill from stage 1 to the last stage. Did the president listen?
Why not these other bills?
Yes, he did. He rejected
it. Follow the
these other bills.
It took the intervention, and I'm sorry to say, it took the intervention of the late Raila Amolo Odinga for him to listen.
Okay.
Fred, I want to disassociate myself from the fact that my friend has said.
And your dear members, be it legislatures, or even the technocrats that we are having, is holding that party together in its legacy. That is one. Number two, as she puts it, we don't have referee in ODM party. We have what we call mature democracy in ODM party. I think the conversion was even there when Raila Amolo Odinga was leaving, when Baba was with us here. So there's no rift as we're putting it. We just we can contain and also accommodate the dissenting voices from within. That is one. Number two, it was very clear when Baba told us that we are having a pact with William Ruto until 2027. And I think that remains, that we have a pact with the UDA party. And it is very clear again that Mzee was very clear that the NADCO report need to be implemented 100%. We are still waiting to see. Mzee told us again that at 2027 we'll have the scorecard checked. Did William Ruto implemented the NADCO report and the agenda that it represents to the country? We are still there. Again, Mzee taught us that it is not about power, it's about legacy. ODM parties are going to defend and work on the legacy of the Mzee Raila Amolo Odinga, the CGH, and not the power of Raila Amolo Odinga. That is, I think, very clear. People will talk. People will give their voices, including even those who are not even wielding any power. And I think the other day you hosted one of the youth in this studio here. He's not holding any position. He joined the latest, but he's having the guts to address the essence of the party. So we ask ourselves, who are you? He found us inside there. He doesn't even understand the pillars, the policies, the ideology of the political party, ODM party. It is so disheartening that the newcomers want to come and dictate to us what needs to be done, and even calling out the longest serving AC in the party, ODM. So there are some people, we'll call them to order.
Interestingly, it's the younger politicians now.
No. Are these people,
Are you talking about
yes,
Ruto?
exactly. Are these people not younger politicians? That is, it is going to be very clear. And the position of the party, this, I think we all know, we all agree, that the ODM party is the only party in this country that has structures from the polling station with the leadership. I'm from a polling station. I'm from a ward. I'm from a constituency. That young man, which polling station does he come from? Which constituency does he come from before he comes here to lecture our SG? If someone's mouthpiece, will shut that mouth. And there are those, as she was putting it, John Mbadi, the CPF, was not willing. Mbadi was speaking his heart. And I think for the first time in history, since the UDA came into power, it was the only time 2024, 2025 finance bill that we never had hiccups. If you check the finance bill 2023, 2024, 2022, 2023 finance bill, the two finance bills for the government of Ruto, we had hiccups and people on the street. John Mbadi has the capacity, has the expertise that's required for that. So John Mbadi spoke his heart. Okay. And I think he was mourning his leader as I finish. As I finish.
More on the way forward. What next after Raila?
Yeah. On the way forward for ODM. On the way forward, I'm not mourning. I am celebrating a legacy.
Are you wailing also?
I'm not wailing. On the way forward is very clear, Fred, and you'll agree with him, that where we are as a party, there's leadership. And the leadership will convene. They will give us subsequently what to be done. We are still in the phase of mourning our leader for the next 30 days. And the way forward is very clear. More so from the ODM Youth League, we will defend the legacy of Raila Amolo Odinga with our sweat and blood. We will walk on his talk, not on his power, but on his legacy.
All right. Power definitely abhors a vacuum.